Alright guys, this is our weekly solo player's guide to the Nightfall. If you're new to the channel, well, actually that's going to change. So after this week, we normally do 3 Nightfall guides and a Challenge Builders guide every single Tuesday and Wednesday. We're going to do that this week, but starting next week, since Destiny 2 does drop tomorrow, we are dropping it down to 1 Nightfall guide a week. I will do the what I think will be the easiest class to get it done with, and then there's going to be no more challenge of elders after this week. So thank you all for watching all those videos, liking all the videos, commenting, all that good stuff. Hopefully that you enjoyed all those. And yeah, so other than that, after that it's going to be primarily Destiny 2 videos, guides, whatever I can find to do guides on. We'll find out tomorrow, and then it'll probably take me a few weeks to get up to all 3 characters up at whatever light level I need to be to start soloing Nightfalls. But once I hit that, you can guarantee we will do 3 Nightfall guides every single week, just like Destiny 1. So without further ado, let's look at the modifiers, and then we'll look at the setup as far as subclass goes, weapon recommendations, all that good stuff. And watch me forget to get my sunrise bounty. Spoiler alert for the very end. Modifiers include epic, heavily shielded, and highly aggressive enemies appear in great numbers. Void burn, void damage from any source is greatly increased. Berserk, minions of the darkness won't flinch even after massive damage. Specialist, special weapon damage is favored, but it will take away from your primary and heavy slots, so keep that in mind. And Ironclad, more enemies have shields. As far as setup goes, we're rocking Scout Rifle, but if you want to use Adepts, I would go for something like Word of Crota, would be probably pretty decent. Doom of Chelchis, or Steel Medulla would all be really good choices. Devil's Dawn Snipers is great. Event Horizon or Ex Machina and Void will also be great. And then for heavies, we start off with Nova Mortis, and then for the boss fight, we finish off with the Dark Drinker. As far as setup goes, I like Shade Step. I would definitely want to go Lockdown. Grenade and smoke effects will last twice as long. I like to go Invis. Start off with Bloodbound, but then finish off with Black Hole in the boss fight, and then I like Spike Grenades. Alright, so once you go in here, just ignore the Taken spawning in. No Taken enemies are actually spawning in, it's just the orbs for some reason. You are going to get the Cabal version of this strike. So just go ahead and run straight over here, and then run straight back. And then just slowly start taking out these enemies. There's going to be a bunch of Legionnaires, like 2 or 3 Phalanxes, and I believe it's just 1 Centurion. So if you can hit a headshot, those guys will be taken down in 1 shot. Talking about these Centurions. And so just go ahead and take that out, and then just stay over here. This gives you a nice, really easy way so you can duck back into cover if you have to. Once you take out all these Phalanxes, Legionnaires, 3 Scions will spawn in, 1 of which is major. Just be careful of that. They'll have void shields, so they shouldn't be too difficult. And then yeah, we'll just go ahead and move on to the next part. Alright, so once you get here, there's going to be one Colossus. Go ahead and take him out first. And there's just going to be a bunch of Legionnaires and a couple Phalanxes, I want to believe. And then they're going to be fighting some Goblins and like two or three Hobgoblins up top. Just go ahead and take all of them out and then start decoding the door. Once you do that, some more ads will spawn in. There's going to be one Centurion, like 3 or 4 these guys. Actually, there's like, I think there's 2 or 3 silent. It's not Centurions. Yeah, Centurions. The dudes with the shields. 2 or 3 Centurions. 1 will spawn up top, and 2 will spawn at the bottom. That's what's throwing me off, is the guys at the bottom. There'll also be a couple Legionnaires, and I think 1 or 2 Phalanxes as well. Worst tether in the history of all tethers. I was trying to throw a grenade there. Didn't work. Completely wasted that tether. That's alright. So like I said, just go ahead and take these guys out, and then once you do, there's going to be, again, 3 or 4 Scions that spawn in. Again, 1 is major. Once you kill the major Scion, you will be good to go. And just kind of use the stairs for cover like you see me doing here, which really shouldn't be too bad at all. As you see, there's that one shot, headshot. And then, yeah, other than that, we'll just move on to the next section. Alright, and then once you come here, there's just going to be a bunch of Vex. There's going to be some Goblins. Don't believe there's any Hobgoblins. There is one Minotaur. Be careful of him. He is doing void damage. And then there's just going to be a bunch of Legionnaires. I think that's the only Centurion I just killed there. And then I do believe there's a couple Phalanxes as well. Just go ahead and take them all out, and then we'll move on to the next room. Now, pro tip, do not, if you get that heavy, do not pop that box. You're going to want to save that until just before you enter the final boss fight room. Because that's when we're going to switch over to the sword, if you have it. If you don't have it, there was a little side quest in Taken King where you got it's like the Dread Fang or something like that. Go ahead and use that. It'll work just as well too, and it'll be good for clearing ads. Alright, there is a glitch here. You'll see it in just a second, and it's not very fun because it does mean you have to start this section, not completely over, but from the point that these guys spawn in. There's going to be one Colossus, 2 or 3 Phalanxes, and 2 Legionnaires that spawn in. as you can see, this is where I switch to the sword. I'm like, yeah, I'm done getting those whoever to spawn in. I was assuming it was going to be a Scion. What happens is, once the once you start unlocking that door, that back room should open up. Which, as you can see, I don't know what causes it, so I can't tell you guys what to look out for. But that little barrier will go away. If that does not go away, immediately kill yourself. Quickest way to do that is to jump straight against that wall. It'll knock you back. Just go ahead and double jump just like that. It should kill you. Now in that room, there's going to be a few harpies. There's going to be one, I believe it's just one minotaur. And then a few goblins. I think there might be a hobgoblin in there. I honestly, I don't think there is actually. Don't remember being any hobgoblins. But if there is, just go ahead and take them all out. If you've already switched to your sword, it might even be a little bit easier to clear out this room. So just, you know, you can really just haul ass in here if you wanted to with that sword. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, there's just going to be these guys over here. And then there's also going to be one major Scion that spawns in. Once you kill that major Scion, go ahead, grab that heavy ammo box. Go ahead, grab any ammo box you can find. And then we'll move on to the final section. Alright, so once you reach the Cortex, there are going to be a few Phalanxes, a few Legionnaires, and I believe one or two Centurions. So just be careful of all of them. Once you take all of them out, you can go ahead and start decoding the computer in there, and that will start up the boss fight. Alright guys, so I do die here, but I'm going to leave this in to show you what you can possibly do if you're really quick at it. You do want to switch to Black Hole for this bit. What you want to do is go ahead and tether the first one, preferably this guy out here, because he will be, this is where a lot of enemies will spawn in. But go ahead and just take him out, take the second one out. Hopefully you can be a little bit faster than I'm doing right now. If not, that's fine. And then to be honest, I would keep your sword out to clear out all of these ads coming in. Otherwise they will they'll surround you very quickly. So what I would suggest doing is just we'll get to that in a second, but with each major flare that you kill, more ads will spawn in, which is exactly why I'm getting like pub stomped right now. I should have had my sword out right here. That way I could have blocked some of these attacks. And I was also used to the flinch, but with Berserk that doesn't happen, which really sucks. In this particular part, it would be a lot faster if they did. But otherwise, let's go ahead and check out what I would suggest doing. Alright, so normally this is where the void guy spawns in. That was the void. Awesome. So, but go ahead and just get rid of him really quick. He's going to spawn in on the right side. I don't know why I'm not able to damage him, but it was starting to get on my nerves a bit. So go ahead and take him out. Come running back here. Take out the ads. Be very careful. So you can see I go ahead and just hide in here. And then literally just take out all the ads. Or, you know, the majority of the ads. You don't have to take them all out. But I would definitely go ahead and take out, you know, the group that's coming towards you. The phalanxes and the centurions, for some reason, stay in the back with the flares. So you can just snipe them away, and that's fine. That's actually kind of nice. Takes a lot of the stress off. As you can see, there's a second wave that comes in. So just go ahead and watch out for them. Just a few more legionnaires. But now go ahead and work what should be your second silent flare. This is my first still. I haven't killed one yet. Because I guess my tether was blocking my sword for some reason. Go ahead and take them out. It is one slice. One swipe with the sword will take them out if you're 400 light. If you're like 385, it might take a little, might take 2, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, just go ahead and start working on these flares. And then it's just going to be just like before. Every once in a while, you might, with the in between the second and the third silent flare, you might get colossuses or colossi to spawn in between the second and the third wave of flares that you kill. So just be very careful of them. You will want to be in the far back. But this run, I actually just got more centurions, and they weren't even majors, so that made it a whole lot easier. As you should see, there are more guys spawning in. There they come on that ship. So just be careful. There's a bunch of scions. It's just going to be the same thing over and over. So I'm just going to go ahead and let this play out. So you guys can see kind of what happens, how it happens, what I do. Honestly, anytime there's waves of enemies spawning in, stay back here. It gives you a lot of cover, and it takes some time for the enemies to get to you in case you need your health recharged or for whatever reason. I would honestly just stay back here. It is the easiest strategy, and then once you get the majority of the ads, go and kill the next scion with your sword. So other than that, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Look in the description box down below for the link to the other guides this week. Remember, this is the last week for our full Destiny 1 video schedule. And yeah, stay tuned at the end for my artifact reward. And other than that, I will talk to you guys later.
come back for them when you're ready. Let's get you home.